Well, welcome everybody to another day with these 12 systems. Here, Barbara and I are going to talk about the Taurus energies of the zodiac and the muscular and locomotor biological system.
Welcome. I'm going to start sharing the PDF that I created for the Taurus energy. I try and to the point. Okay, I'm going to start like my Gemini brain. I'm going to start with this beautiful picture first to connect and wish everybody happy holidays. It's a very important time of the year. I love it. And it's also very connected to the energy that we are going to be working and sharing and experiencing. So keep this in mind. I know that you're gonna connect easily through the smell, through the taste of the cookies, through the cozy blanket, to the sense of the love of the time of the year. So this is very sensorial. The picture is perfect for a Taurus. So I wanted to start with this picture to open the 12 systems and wishing everybody a beautiful, happy holidays, a very Taurus holiday. Here are the energies of the Taurus related to the picture, and I wanted to put this first. So you keep all this in mind. Remember the picture when I start talking, because I'm gonna go like a mamushka from the outside to the point. I start talking more in general until we go layer by layer to the chart. So this is the energy that we're gonna talk about it. Taurus represents stability, values, patience, worth, sensuality, abundance, and strength, beauty, groundedness, nature, endurance, simplicity, security, steadiness, comfort, reliability, pleasure, sensory awareness, related to the picture before, persistence, possessions, calm, resistance, loyalty, practicality, slow movement, and so on, materialization, peacefulness, and so on. You have all this here to check. And here we go to the tool. And I'm going to go back to I'm going to repeat all this in all the videos because I think it's a way to reinforce and learn and get it. So this is the presentation from Matias and Karina back then in 2020. We are connecting with the 12 systems. And what I say in Aries, if you remember the last video that I did, I say that we enter the tool through the body, connecting with the body to the constellation or to the chart. But then thinking when I was doing this presentation, I realized something, and this is a tool. This is what Matias presented. And hold on. And the body is here, but there is something before. So this comes, our body is here, and this comes this direction, right? The astrology part is here, it's in number 4. And you can see it in this chart that Fifi created. You have the person, you have the biological system that we're going to talk in this case is a muscular, and then you have the concept of time and space, and then you have the astrology connected to the person or connected to you, meaning not the person out here. So why I'm bringing this up in this moment? Because to get to the body that are the senses and are all related to what we're going to talk about Taurus, we need a mirror outside and we need a projection and we need kind of help to get reflected in the body. So I wanted to explain this is the same thing. You start with the people from the outside in, not the inside out. You start with the person that you have to choose. And even we didn't go deeply in this explanation with the choosing the person, but I think it's one of the most important because it is our mirror and it is important. And we need to put like a lot of thought and a lot of feelings, like a Taurus, connecting with what we feel in the body, coming from someone outside of us that is reflecting that energy of Aries or Taurus or anything in the constellations. So the mirror of the other people outside of us is very important, and it's going to come through the senses. You know what the situation is making us feel, or a situation that is hurting us or is making us happy, and it's going to create an imprint on the body, and it's going to affect. That's what's going to create also the unbalance of the body. It comes also from the outside. What I feel, what I think about other people are doing to me, what I think about the world is doing to me, like the external, is like the epigenetic. So the people we choose is key. It's not random that he put, okay, I choose someone to think about it. It is really the key. It is, we should work with this tool, focusing on that person and reflecting why is bringing us these feelings, or why is this issue coming up again. So give me 1 second, please. I need to put, I'm doing this from the cell phone and I don't want any call to get interrupted. Okay. So that's what I do in this Taurus energy. And I say, you know what? Yes, we enter through the body, but in reality, we enter from the external to the body, from the people in this case. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about this one all the time. So again, I'm going to go back to the soul's journey, and I'm going to explain why people, from the astrology perspective and from life itself, is key. So as we talk many times, our bodies start forming in our mother's womb, or in this case, the seed is under the soil, is in the womb, is under soil, is on the darkness, is on the warm or cozy or ready to birth, is still in pure potential. So what happened with enter to the first house is when embody. Okay, here I am in my body, Aries energy. But we say this yo soy, because this is the I am. When the first house we enter, we cross the equator or the ascendant, we enter, they cut the cord in the moms when you are born. And this I am, or this fire energy, is unconscious, is the body. But remember, we say you're not thinking breathe, or you're not thinking, to the body, keep growing. Is all the functions are automatic and are unconscious, and it's our first touch with this 3D dimension. It's just our awareness and our we start recording memories in the womb, in the mother's womb, or under the earth too. But the energy of the other people, that is the axis, remember that we talk about axis a lot, the first house and the seventh house, that this is the house of relationships. And that's what I'm bringing this up, because relationship, or the person that you choose in the tool, is key for mirroring.
Last call, last 5 minutes，最后5分钟，最后5分钟啊，give me 1 minute 啊。
Can you unmute it? Is a question, or I didn't understand?
No, someone entered the room, but I just it's muted now.
Okay, so the seventh house, or the house of relationship, it is a mirror, and it's where you are gonna choose the person, like, who is mirroring your unconscious feelings or behavior, or what you have unconscious in the body or in your cellular memories, or everything that is like growing in this house that it has no conscious at all. Is the beginning of the journey. You go through the journey to collect memories or to collect consciousness, to wake up. But the other side, this axis, it is key. So relationships are gonna help you with this journey big time. That's why Matias put the people in the tool. This is our mirror. The person or the relationship even we choose is gonna show us all the stuff that this is the descendant in astrology. Whatever is in this part is the stuff, is the, the mirror effect, not the mirror effect, is the blank, when I say when you're driving and you don't see the blank spot. Whatever we don't see about us is gonna be in this area of the chart, because that's the relationship we project. We look for people or situations that mirror us the stuff that we don't see in this first house of Aries. All that I am is going to come reflected from relationships, the persons that we choose, and that's when it's going to bring us into the tool. Now, why I'm putting this picture? First, because this is a sweat lodge. It's called inipi, or it's called temezcal. In Mexican, is Native American ceremony, and it's related with Earth. Taurus, it is related to Earth. It is related to the senses. We're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper on the concept. But I want you to see this related also with relationship. When you enter a sweat lodge, Native American ceremony, and the keepers of the Earth, you say this, you say this. You say, ahom metakiase. And this is for all my relationships. You enter, or you say permission to enter, and you whisper, for all my relationships. Why you enter a ceremony asking for all my relationships? I always wonder. I've been going to sweat lodge since 2009, so it's something that I do like twice a month. And this is what we say, and this is what we do. We go to the womb. This represents Mother Earth, very Taurian ceremony. You go to the dark, you connect with the steam, with the fire. You put hot stones here. The shaman is going to put water. It's going to create steam, and you're going to sweat. That's what is called sweat lodge. So very connected with the senses, very connected with the elements through the fire of the stones, through the water, through the voice, because you go inside there and pray. And you can see it's connected with also with the sun, with the moon. And I'm going to show you why in the next slide. But this is key for all my relationships, for everything that is going to mirror, everything that is going to be reflected in my body, everything that is going to be reflected in my process of time and space, integration, everything that Matias is teaching us with the 12 systems, and is going to be also reflected in the astrology. Any questions about this? Or any comment or anything that you want to know about it? Or I just go to the next slide. And also, I wanted to show this picture about, now that I'm talking about the sweat lodge. So you can see the astrology and all the areas are related or are connected, because you say, yeah, I'm going to go to a Native American ceremony, but so many things are happening at the same time. Even when you go to church, even when you go to other ceremonies, there is so much information. There are so many things that comes together to get to that moment or ceremony. In this case, I wanted to share, when you go inside, this is the structure. When you go inside the sweat, like here is where you put the fire later, or the stones. And then they cover, so because they have to be covered so you can sweat. You know, if it's open, nothing is going to happen. So they cover everything to make it look like a womb or like a cave or like the mother's womb or like going into earth. You talk about going into earth on the mother Gaia womb. But also creating this a structure where you're going to go inside and sweat. There is a connection with the cosmogony. You have the east, you have the west, you have all the planets inside here. So it is connected to the astrology. It is connected to the elements. It is connected to the direction. It is connected with everything that we talk in the 12 system, even if it's a ceremony completely different than the 12 system or going to church or whatever we do. Everything is connected. And I wanted to bring this because it's a Taurus, and we are talking about Earth, and the Native Americans, the guardians, and this type of ceremony, and mostly everything they do is connected with the stars and is connected with the land. It's a perfect link you can see, and with the body. So for me, I love it. I love to go to these ceremonies, and every time I go inside, I see these lines like a skeleton, like that's the bottom is the earth and the top is the sky. And I can imagine, because I have my astrologer brain, and I can see what is happening inside the sweat lodge. You know, we use many things happening inside there energetically. So sometimes I say, okay, that was a Saturn area, it was a Neptune area. I do my own crazy stuff. So this is part of the Taurus energy. Now we're going to start going deeper into the Taurus itself. Taurus is the time of April to May, is the bull, is the ruling planet is Venus. The beauty, the harmony, the love, the feminine, the values, is connected with many things. Is the second house in the chart that we just talked about it. We were talking about the 12th house when we are in our mother's womb or under the earth as a seed. On the other side of the veil, we come to earth, into the body, we embody in Aries, and then through already into the body, we come to the second house to experience the senses. The senses are the first thing that we record through the hands. I work with babies for the last 20 years. They discover their hands. They love to have the bottle. They love cozy, like the pacifier. Forget about the pacifier. The pacifier or the cozy blanket that they bring everywhere is a stage when they start learning through the senses. Is the first stage that we start connecting with our body through the senses. Then it's an earth element. Then we're going to go through the elements that Matias talked about. We have all the elements: fire, water, air, and earth. So Taurus belongs to the earth, very ground, very concrete. And going a little bit deeper is a fix. And if you see, this is a box. Fixed mean is kind of stubborn, like very fixed in their thinking or feeling, very like not close-minded, but very focused on what they believe or they think. That's what is, they are fixed. Some other signs or constellations are more open and they can change more easily, they can flow more easily, but Taurus is very stubborn. And one of the key words that they say is possess. It's like, why is possess? As I talk about the babies, possess because they feel and they want to feel the cozy mom. They want to feel the bottle. They want to drink the bottle. They want the cozy. They just want everything that makes them feel. When we are adults, it's the same. We want a car. We want to live in a cozy house. We want the clothes, the brand whatever, or will prefer certain clothing, like materials, like some people cannot use polyester, they want certain qualities. That's the Taurus energy. And if you read Taurus people revealing pleasures of life, exactly the 5 senses. They crave the security and comfort of relaxing in the warmth of their home environment. They value the senses and the enjoyment of material things. I want this, I want that, I like this, I like this, makes me feel beautiful, this makes me feel warm, blah, blah, blah. They are willful and sometimes can be stubborn, with a large capacity of kindness. They are steadfastly devoted and loyal. I don't know that word, but so this is the energy of Taurus. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful sign. And if there is one of the constellations that represent our planet, this is it. Taurus, it is Venus, but this is also our Earth. If there is, we don't have a constellation, but we are all. But if one represents us, is this one. And here it is. This is the bull. It says Taurus or Taurus are the anchors of the zodiac who value harmony, beauty, and practicality. They are ruled by Venus, so they're gonna love harmony, they're gonna love beauty and practicality because they are Earth. You connect with the element that is the practicality, Earth, and the ruler that is Venus, that is harmony, beauty, and everything that is bringing them a good feeling of something. And I put this picture of the Taurus because it's showing the muscular system. This animal that represents Taurus is hardworking. They use the Taurus like for many things on the agriculture, or if you see the body type, it is strong, it is ground, it is slow, it is stubborn because they are very slow, they don't move much, they work hard, they can resist a lot of weight or push or hours working. So this is the best picture to connect the muscular system with the constellation. And here we go to the elements. Taurus is the earth element, as we say, the same than Virgo and Capricorn. Taurus represents the physical, the practical, the rock, the stable, the here and now, the goal-oriented, like the other two earths that we're going to talk a little bit ahead. Is very patient because he moves very slow. He doesn't care if it takes 20 years to do something, but he's going to do it little by little, steady, and with a very strong focus. Works hard for success, one step at a time, sometimes rigid and materialistic. Materialistic, why? Because it's through the senses and everything that comes from the outside to make you feel good, even people, is going to be attracted for an earth like a Taurus. Taurus and Capricorn and Virgo, they have the same energy in a different level that I'm going to talk ahead. Taurus is more to the body because first is the second house. It's not much conscious. You start connecting with the earth and with this through the senses. When you go to Virgo, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's more goal-oriented, but through the mind. It's gonna make lists. It's gonna make. It's gonna be worried about cleaning. It's gonna like organize stuff. It's also the body, the health of the body. Because in this one is I want to eat, I want to do this, I want to feel. But in Virgo, you're gonna be conscious of the body. So you're going to start taking care of the body, thinking, okay, I have a body, I need to take care of the body. So I'm going to stop eating carbs. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop like smoking, things like that. And on the Capricorn energy, even they have all the same characteristics. Capricorn is more goal-oriented, and a professional level is the 10th house. And it's what I can give to the world. It's my career. It's like giving my gift. Okay. Here, this picture is the one that we talk about the time and space. And the Earth is the experimentation. The same thing. Experimentation is like what we just say, through the senses. So it is connected with what you experiment. The three Capricorn and Virgo and Taurus, the three earth elements, are connected with the experimentation. Here it is. And I'm going to explain again. Taurus is the energy that we're talking now, is the second house, is fixed, and is earth, and is connected to the body. I feel, I want. Then what I just say, Virgo, and this is Venus. And this is Mercury. Sorry, my writing is crazy. It's connected to the soul, and this is more conscious. You know, I went through Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and when I got to Virgo, I have all this experience incorporated in my consciousness. So now I can choose what to do with the body, or what to do with everything that I eat, everything that I have. If I like to buy clothes, when the Virgo side of the earth comes, you're going to have to find a place, fold the clothing, find a good organized dresser or a closet. And then if you keep going through the experience on this journey, you get to the other earth element, the other earth sign, that is Capricorn, and is the same, but probably they think about making business with all the clothing that you collected here. I like clothes, or I like to buy houses. Here, I'm gonna do something with what I have, and then I'm gonna sell it, or I'm gonna give it, or I'm gonna use it for some reason, for some. So that's the mentality of all the earth. They're gonna do something with what they get, or with what they feel. Questions? Any question? No? Okay, this is the technique. It's a grounding technique that people, therapists use when you are very stressed, or you cannot connect, or when you are having an anxiety attack. This technique is, you need to find 5 things that make you connect with the senses, and this is the grounding. And I put it because, okay, if it's why the senses help you ground, and it's very earthy. You ground through something that you can put in your mouth to bring you to the body in this grounding technique. Then you need to find 2 things that you can smell. Then 3 things that you can hear. Then 4 things that you can touch, 5 things that you can see. This is a technique that, if you're having an anxiety attack, help you go back to the body. And it's an exercise. Okay, I'm having a panic attack. You do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you connect with the senses. This is the grounding, earthy, Taurian technique for anxiety, and it works. And it's very famous. If you Google, or I don't know, if you do therapy, many therapists give this technique. And here a little bit more to the astrology. This is a part of the your natal chart that works with the elements. And is the same. In this, I'm using the same that we use for the Aries, so we can follow the same idea or the same person. This person, he has a lot of fire, as we talked about Aries. It has a little bit of water, and this is like 26 and 20 of the elements that are like a kind of balance, you can see. So you say, I have this part of the earth. What does that mean? I mean, it's not much and it's not less. I mean, it's not the missing element, or it's not the energy that we have the less. So I mean, it is balanced. It is present in this chart, and this person is going to be able to ground, is going to be able to, is very balanced with what the person might think and might feel, or more than feel is do, because this is the feeling part, the water. And the person has the full energy of the fire, so it's going to be very active, but it's going to be conscious on the steps. It's going to think about it with the air, and it's going to be able to do the stuff, stay organized, focus. If you don't have earth in your chart, and at least if you have a lot of air or a lot of fire and a little bit of earth, like me, in my case, the lowest element is earth. So it's the one that I need to work the most. I need to learn. People with less earth need to be, or you need to learn to be organized, to be focused, to be practical. Because if you have a lot of fire or a lot of air, like in my case, you can be all ideas and very difficult to put it in practice. Or like I always share that for me the PDF or the creating something beautiful, I'm not connected. I don't have that earth. I don't have that beauty thing that a Taurus can make with a beautiful presentation and very organized. And I'm doing all this stuff very airy, very Gemini, very, I don't have that, and I don't care. I mean, I'm not connected with this beauty practical. I just want the ideas to be out through my air. I have a lot of air, but this is what happened when someone is missing one element, or is missing, in this case, earth. It's not easy to be practical. It's not easy to be harmonious, or the beauty comes in a different way. And it is a challenge. It is a challenge. The imbalance of any element is a challenge. Even if you have a lot of earth, you're going to be so stubborn and you're going to be so focused that you're not going to let anybody out or anything outside of what you are doing to be considered. It's very stubborn. So any excess or missing element, it is something that we come here to work with. Like this person, for example, the missing element is water. So it needs to connect more with the emotional part. But it's balanced on the earth, and it's balanced on the air, and it's have an excess on the fire. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Here we go to the presentation, like the practical part. Remember that we did with Aries, you need to find where in your chart you have the earth energy that we just talked. You need to find, it's going to be on your house number 2. It's going to be on the Taurus constellation in your chart. You need to find where you have Taurus in your chart. And it's going to be the energy of the stubborn Taurus, Earth. It's going to be on the ruler planet, that is Venus. So you go to your chart and you find these 3 things, and it's going to be talking about what we just talked. In which house is the constellation? how this constellation and the house relate, and what planets you have in that house. I'm not going to talk about this one. And I did this also. You're going to have this information at the end of the PDF. And I put this one so you can use it and more practical to find. The sign, you're going to go to this part of the sign and you're going to read what it says here, or the keywords of the astrology, the constellation, right? Then this part, that's a sign. Then the houses, you're going to find in which house you're going to have it, because every person is going to have the Taurus in a different house. And I have few charts there that I'm going to give examples. But you go to this slide that say 12 houses, and you're going to read, in my case, I have it, where is my Taurus? For example, if you have it in the 5th house, and I don't even know, any house you find, and you put here, if you don't know astrology, or you don't have an astrologer at hand, you go and you write down what you have in here, the 2. And then it's the same, what do you have in that house? Do you have any planets in that house? Because we're going to go to the charts like in a minute. If you have any planet in that area where you have Taurus, you need to see, okay, if I have Jupiter, what it represents. And so you write down here the planets that you have. So this is going to help you create and work in your own chart. You find the house, you find the constellation, you see which planet you have there. And I'm gonna, this is the same chart that you're gonna work with. You find the house, you find the constellation, and you see where the planet is gonna be in your chart. And I'm gonna give this as an example. We find Taurus. This is the 2nd house. This, then where Taurus is and where Venus is, in this case is right here, is where you're going to find the energy of Earth. Or in this case, Taurus. That is going to talk about the energy that we just talked. In this area, you remember, you always have to do the combination. Like a sommelier, we talk about the combination of the flavors. This wine is earthy, is fruity, is flowery. So in astrology, is the same. This 2nd house that you know that is Taurus is, in this case, is combined with the Capricorn. But in this one, this Taurus energy is combined with the Virgo house. So this is Earth, 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 Earth. So this person is going to have a lot of Earth. And then you have the Venus that is in a house of fire. So that's going deeper into astrology. I know some astrologers in the group are going to understand what I'm saying, but this is where you need to find and work with the tool. You find your Taurus and you combine with which house is combining or talking about or visiting. And then if you have planets, in this case, this person doesn't have any planet. So in case, if you have like here Jupiter, you make the combination, okay, this is the Taurus energy, all the stuff I feel, all the stuff that I want, all the stuff that I think I need, with a combination with Virgo, meaning it can be about related to hard working, because Taurus is a hard working energy. In a hard working house that is the Virgo, so it's going to be a very workaholic person with this chart. I don't remember who was this chart I'm using as an example, but this is a combination. It's the same here. 2nd house with Capricorn. Hardworking, focus is gonna be on. So this is one example of what you're gonna do on your own, finding your Taurus. This is another one. Where is Taurus? It's so small. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in. So for this person, the Taurus is gonna be on the 8th house. So you find your Taurus, you connect it with the house that it is. You're gonna write down Taurus in the 8th house. This is not a planet, but you can count. This is called the Wheel of Fortune. Is a lucky charm that we find in everybody's chart. We never talk about it but you can Google. This is the Wheel of Fortune. So again, earth combined with water, and then you find here the 2nd house. Now I'm gonna say, when Matias tool the 12 system only is gonna ask for this combination. It's not gonna go through the 2nd house. Only if you do it with an astrologer, because on the chart, he only asks for the constellation, like this combination. Where is Taurus, in which house? And he said, and Karina said, the Arsarian Foundation, when they were teaching the class, that is, if you want to go deeper, you read what you have in the chart. If not, it's okay. With this combination, it's already going to tell you. You can go deeper, and you can go deeper, finding where is Venus. In this case, where is Venus? It's right here. So in that case, you can go deeper and find more information reading this and reading this. But the basic part of the tool is you find the house, you find Taurus, and you combine with the house it is. And going deeper, you find the planets. And this about Venus, and this about the 2nd house is another layer of going more deep.
Barbara, Lisa have a
Yes.
question. She says that her
Sure.
Taurus is in between 9 and 8. So the house is
Yes.
9 and 8. So what she should consider?
As Matias mentioned, you should consider which of the houses has more, like it could be like this. No, let me write something like this. So it's like your Taurus is right here. You need to see which one has more degrees. Listen what I say. If it's 50-50, you go with an astrologer, or you feel which one connects more, if it's on the 9th house or if it's 8th house. It depends. You need to go to the picture that I just gonna share on the PDF and see how it's related, or how do you relate with the 8th house or with the 9th. Which one resonates with you the most? Because many people are gonna have 50-50, and that's gonna be common sense, or it's gonna be what you feel. Here is another layer going more deep. And this is my chart. So my Taurus is here. And this is something called transit that I taught when I did the Aries. This is the part of the chart that is never going to change. This is my natal. But these are the transits. So when you are doing the 12 system with an astrologer, you also going to add another layer to see what is going on today. The full moon on Gemini, I'm going to do this. The full moon on Gemini was here last night. So it was not in Taurus, but this is what I want to show you. The sky today, and this is not the one for today, I'm just using it as an example. Things are going to go through this area of your chart that are also going to touch your constellation. And this is called transits. And transits are affecting your Taurus in the 8th house in my case, or other people. It can be on the 9th, it can be on the 5th. So this is another layer that if you can go deeper, is going to give you a lot of information about that energy and about the muscular system. Because remember that whatever movement is on the sky in this area of your Taurus is going to be affecting also the muscular, and also is going to be affecting the person or the relationship that you have with the person. So it's important to do the transits because like the full moon last night, whatever you have in Gemini is going to affect your respiratory system, and it's going to affect the person that you have in that area. Questions? This is similar example. And that's it. I put this one like I did with Aries, so you can read what you have, where do you have Taurus, and the keywords and the expression. Let's say, I feel bad that I didn't pay attention to the A9 house. I'm going to read this one for you. What's your name? I forgot your name. That you asked a question about the 9 or 8 house.
Lisa.
Lisa? Lisa,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, Lisa,
pay attention to these two and connect which one resonates the most for you. If you have it in the 8th house, it's going to be about shared resources, security, fears, deep sensuality, or survival. It's going to connect with this information. The expression is seeks stability in deep emotional bonds, values loyalty and trust. The lesson for you is going to be trust change rather than resisting it. And the phrase is, I transform by grounding myself in inner security. Meaning, not looking for the security outside, looking in you. But if you connect more with the house number 9, you're going to see how different it's going to feel. Because the house number 9 is fire and it's Sagittarius, so it's going to be, listen to this. Keywords, slow wisdom. Because Taurus is slow, but the house number 9 is wisdom. That's the combination. Slow wisdom. Earth-based learning. The house number 9 is also learning, it's Sagittarius. Nature philosophies. The house number 9 is about philosophy, being a priest, all the stuff, the wisdom. So nature, because it is the Taurus energy in that house, is going to link nature with philosophy or wisdom. Practical spirituality, related to the element and related to the house. Expression learns through experience, embodiment and real life meaning. Lesson expand behind comfort zones. And the phrase is, I grow by exploring the beauty of the world. So with this information that you're going to have on the PDF, you're going to read and you're going to see which one connect the most. If you have planets, you're going to also find which planet do you have on the house number 8, and it's going to give you more information, or which planet do you have on the house number 9, and it's going to give you more tips on which one resonates with you the most. It is complicated. And then I also put all the planets. If you have, for example, for you, Lisa, if you have in the house number, if Taurus is in the house number 8, and if you have Venus, you have to mix with the values, pleasure, beauty, Mars, persistence, strength. So you have the combinations here. And here is what I say, the 1, 2, 3 that you can use to combine. It's going to talk about Taurus. In this case, you combine this information with this information, the number 2, and you're going to find it on the chart. The Fifi created to work with the tool, and then you're going to find the planets and what the planets means. If you have the moon, it's going to be emotions, nurturing, you have keywords. Of course, you can go deeper with an astrologer. You can go deeper if you Google or ChatGPT, or you have access to many, 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 many things. Here is the planets, more keywords for Taurus, and that's it.
Okay, we are gonna start this connecting the energies of Taurus with the muscular locomotor system that is the one that corresponds to that energy. So first of all, I wanted to just let you know that I am connecting to these systems the way I understand it. I believe like this system is a very powerful tool, like the Kybalion, like the seven, laws of the universe, that each person that connects with that will understand it in a different way. And this is just one more way to share with you from my perspective, for my knowledge, experience with the BioNeuroEmotion, which is this method that I use as a coach, connecting the emotions and the perspective and how our ancestors' information connect with us, how we have all that in our bodies, and how we are just one being connecting with all of that, with the energies of the emotions that we carry, and the information of our ancestors. So this is just one more perspective, and just one more way of explaining this biological system, which is crazy, because I never thought I would be like taking biology again, but in this spiritual way, which is more enjoyable. And so we started just, this new way of learning another topic, right? Like we're gonna do with Matias when he does the alchemy. Okay, so we're gonna start. So the overview just put, what we're gonna work today. We talk about Taurus with Barbara and all the energies that we're gonna start feeling it when we connect with this biological system. I'm gonna present the biological system through the lenses of the BioNeuroEmotion. And at the end, we're gonna do some meditation practice to connect and integrate it in the body. Or you can always ask questions meanwhile I'm talking, but at the end we can also like discuss a little bit if you have more questions. So exploring the connection between biology and astrology, and spirituality, is the way that we can see the human body living in a zodiac map. What Matias was explaining, and I thought it was very interesting, is that the same way that the Earth was in the beginning, Pangea, which is all the Earths like together, and they separated, right? We were like just a block of Earth in the water, and then they start separating. The same way happened in the universe or in our system with the stars. So the way I can understand from why I absorbed when I was like learning from him this tool, is that in the way that we are living in our body what is happening in the sky. So in the sky, in the systems, in the 12 zodiac signs, we have the spiritual and the soul energies that we embodied in our body, in the biological systems. So that's why these 12 biological systems correspond to the zodiac signs. And this is how we combine them as an holistic path to self-inquiring, to understand what is happening. Because if we just get into, okay, what is happening with the stars, what they tell me, is a lot of information that we needed to connect with our bodies. We needed to integrate it in our bodies, because we live in this earth. This is a 3D experience, and our body, like Mother Earth, is a three-dimensional experience in this universe, right? The Mother Earth for me is like she's embodying all the material experiences, the feelings, the sensations that the system need to experience. There is other planets, other systems that they don't have material bodies, and these it's a lot of weight on us, and we're going to talk about that when we keep going. Something that we sometimes don't want to accept, the pain that this causes, the sensations that sometimes we block. Everything is connected to the body. So I wanted to just revise these processes of Trinity of reality, because we start with the first sign or energies that embodies something material, right? Which is our bodies. When we did the reproductive system that are connected to Aries, was about the fire, the spark. It's like where the initiation, right, start. Now, after we have the spark, then we need to embody this spirit, right? This spark, we need to embody it. And the way, like Matias explained it, is like the biology is the tool to bring heaven to earth. Because this process, the way it goes, is like the vibration of the spirit creates the energy or the soul in order to create the matter. But then the matter needs to understand the energy and the soul so it can rule the vibration and the spirit. So in order for us to understand the spirit, we need from our body to understand the soul, the energy, which is also the emotions, to go back to heavens, to go back to the spirit. We cannot make anything material in this world if we don't embody our material world. It's like this is the tool. We sometimes, I think, in this spiritual world, it happens to me. I talk only from my perspective and from my experience. We want to manifest things, right? We want to manifest a project that is dear to our heart. We are, living in the spiritual world. We really want to bring this to people. But how I make this happen? How I make this happen in this reality if we're constantly blocking or judging the material world? No, because they have this belief of like, if I'm doing this, I shouldn't charge. Or how much value? Is this valuable to others? Is this has value? We have all these questions that are the belief system that we inherited from our ancestors, from our culture, from our society, that our bodies, our cells still have that information, because we are the library. Our bodies are the library of every experience we had, not just in this incarnation, but also in other incarnations, and also in the tree of our ancestors. We not only inherited the DNA like physically, we also inherited the information that they carry. So the spirit and the body are bounded on the evolution path. From the spirit world, we connect, like I was saying, with, okay, all these energies that we're learning with the astrology, what they're telling me. And from the body, we need to connect it with the body, because the system of the spirit, the system of the 12 systems of the zodiacs are connected to the 12 hours, the 24 hours of the day that are connected to the sun, right? To the systems of the sun. And everything that is connected to the body are connected to the cycles of the moon, which is the cycles of the feminine. So we have the masculine, the light, the father, and we have the feminine, the moon, the mother, the womb, the shadows, to have the light and the shadows. We have the feminine, the masculine and feminine, and we have the zodiac sign, and we have the 12 systems of the biological system. So for me, it's very important when I understand that it's okay. Sometimes I feel like I was living too much in this spiritual world, trying to understand things of earth, when I am not embodying, I'm blocking sensations, emotions, and it's because, I think everybody's been there, because this is something that they didn't teach us. And now we have like a tool that we can use that can start connecting, can start giving us a little more clues how we can do these connections and start embodying all these energies, all these spiritual and soul energies. So the creation of our matter are just a physical reaction of how the stars are created. So this is what I was explaining about how the stars, the separation of the stars and constellations, the same thing as the Earth separated itself in different parts, and how we also are divided. We are like in fragments, but we understand that all of us, we are one, right? With just different separated aspects that are there separated because each one are like gathering information, downloading information, uploading information in order to make more synapses, to make more connections, like the neurons in our brain, and learn and evolve. So the process of each being has to take in order to become from matter to energy and vibration is through these concepts that Matias was talking, the concept of space and time, which are the same thing. It's like a cell that divided in two. One is time and one is space. The field of space is connected to the elements, water, fire, earth, and air. And the time, the rhythms are all this process of expression, integration, experimentation, and transcendence. This is like initiatic path. It's like I put this slide there, and for me, I'm very visual. For me, it's a way to understand. I'm a designer, I'm an artist. So I really enjoy seeing the images. And for me, it's a way to learn as well. And when I put here the zodiac, it's like, yeah, the zodiac is a initiatic path. And the way we see our life, when Barbara started explaining how we go from Aries to Taurus, and then it is a path. This is a hero's path. And we start with water expression, because if you see it here in this example, this is just four of all, representing the four elements in these signs. But Pisces, like Barbara was explaining, is like the womb, right? It's where we the place, the womb of the mother, that is connected to the water, of course, because this is where we were born, right? Like we are in this planet. Also, this planet is, I don't know, 70% water. We are like probably 85% water. So we're very connected to this element of the womb and the mother and the expression, where everything is born. Then the fire is the integration, and the earth is the experimentation. So when we talk about Aries previously and the reproductive system, we were talking about these energies of the spark, the beginning, the impulse, this big impulse and action that take us to do things, right? But what happens if we have the impulse, but we don't embody that impulse? If we don't take that spark, it's like, for me, I'm thinking of like, I just take a match and I just light a match. But if I don't have something that I'm gonna like light it, like I said, the candle, it's like it's gonna just go, like there is gonna be a moment that it's gonna go. So we need to do something with that spark. We want to take action to something, and we need to understand that this take action, it needs to have a vessel, something that we will make it material. So Taurus is connected to that energy of like embodying the material world, like Barbara was expressing, everything that has to do with the senses, that we're going to talk about it, how important they are for us to manifest, to embody every single one, and to accept that, and to enjoy every single senses that our bodies experience. So for the matter, the process are the elements. Like we said, in this case that we're talking about, Taurus is the earth. And for the spirit, the process is the time. So it's experimentation. And we have here the Trinity, which is the Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is the Trinity of earth. And the same way, there is a Trinity of fire, the Trinity of water, and the Trinity of transcendence. So the process to grow in this planet from darkness to light is going through these all processes. And I know in our chart and in our life, we see like sometimes we like this area, but this not too much, or like I feel like I have strength in these areas, but in that not too much. Well, we need to stop uh, avoiding these areas. I think it's time to take responsibility and start like facing it, even if we know that it's not going to be hard, it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, but it's important to start facing this if we want to really like continue with this evolution path in our own life, in our own purpose of life, while we incarnate in this body in this time right now and for Earth, because I think I believe all of us, we are resonating of what we're doing in these important times in our history, I guess, of humanity. So I'm just going to go very briefly to that. This is what Barbara was talking about, the constellation of Taurus, the house 2. We just put this here because if you wanted to revise these videos, and you can work with that questions, the basic questions that Barbara talked about, and the energies of the sign. The attribute of Taurus is I have, because it's a material sign. And now that before I go there, I wanted to talk about the Taurus. When Barbara shared the image of the Taurus, I thought it was very interesting because yes, it's a muscular, right? But also, it came to my mind that is very interesting. I just connect that in that moment. Probably most of you were or know, the pyramids in Egypt. And it's very interesting that this area where the pyramids are called Rostau, which is connecting to Taurus. And also the entrance of the pyramid is the Apis bull, which is connected to the bull. And the bull is the body. So now it's just making my mind, maybe I'm just like making nonsense, but I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's like really embodying, like the pyramids, like you go there with your spark and you need to understand to embody the spirit in your flesh, in your body. It's very important, I think, to start recognizing that and start like living through the body, the spirit. So Barbara, I don't know if you like to just put this the same example that Barbara like was working with. I don't know if you would like to talk about that, but let me know if you want to say something here.
No, I think we went through the examples on the astrology part.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is just for you to do the same thing, like if you want to review this. And when you make your 12 systems chart, remember that there is like that questions about the concepts of the space. So the energies of the sign, for example, Taurus, in what process I'm living it. One thing is that Taurus is experimentation, but when you check on your chart and you're like, okay, I have this Taurus here. I doesn't have a lot of planets or blah, blah, blah. So how I'm living that energy, I'm experimenting this energy, I'm integrating this energy, or I'm transcending this energy. And you will know now that depending of what stage you are living that energy. For example, if I'm a person that I am very easy to materialize. Barbara, yes.
Yes. I want to say that in the part that I shared the transits, in there you can also see more clearly if you are experimenting or if you are integrating. Sometimes it's related with the transits, or if you have a full moon in that area. As a transit, you're going to be feeling maybe more experimenting or more integrating, depending what you're going through. But something big is happening if you have the full moon right there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So like this is like a one way. The way that I see it is the same. Like, for example, if I don't have any problem materializing things, like there's some people that it's just so easy for them to materialize stuff, right? Like I don't feel that I have that so easily. Some people like really, it's like probably they're transcending that, right? Like they're transcending this part that is just easy for them. But maybe for others are like just expressing, they start like building things, or they are in the middle of doing it, right? So this is for me that from my perspective, like little keys that I can probably recognize how I'm living that energies. So that's the chart that Barbara was talking about. I just fill it up this with the previous example, so you can use it as a guide, or like you have also the blank one, so you can start doing your own. But this is just like some examples, so you can relate it to that, and you can fill it up your own charts. So here's just like for you to know like what is the planets that are related to the signs. And we just, and this is what the chart in a different way, what Taurus is muscular, the person that you will choose is the family, and the space, or what the element is the earth, and is related to the experimentation. Okay, I wanted to put this here because I have people that were asking this question when we did the other system. And it's because in astrology, in the medical astrology, is different from what Matias show, what are the biological systems corresponding to that sign. So for the astrological medical astrology, for example, Taurus is connected to the throat, to the neck, to the thyroid, and the metabolic system. So we are just going to work with this part, which is the 12 biological systems that Matias pair, no, with each sign. So Taurus is muscular or locomotor. There is any questions here before I continue? If anybody have questions about that. I don't know much about this astrology, medical astrology, but I know that there is people using that. Yes, Yoli.
Yes, that was my question about the medical astrology, because they are, it's the first time that I'm seeing this, and then it's like they are kind of overlapping in some things.
Mm-hmm.
They have some similarities and some things. I just saw it for the first time. I'm not even reading. It's just intuitively. I see that they overlap in a lot of points there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very interesting. And no, I wanted to ask you why, maybe if you knew why Matias was making this so specific in this way. Was that, I don't remember when he was explaining, I remember and I saw the whole I am path, but was it channeled for him this?
I believe it was channel. But if anybody remembers anything different, let me know, because I think he received that when I think it's in the video of the panic. Yeah, Barbara. Barbara,
yes,
you want to talk?
Matias channel in November that year on the panic day about the 12 systems, and he never explained specifically why he chose each system, biological system for each sign.
No.
As the other difference is, I'm talking about the astrology part with the ruler or the information that we get from the constellation, because you can take the ruler of the house, or like Matias say, count the degrees, which one more degrees has more in the house. So that's also different from the astrology, and it was a problem from the beginning. So we are following Matias' direction as he channeled the tool, as intuitively he did it. If we have to do it as an astrologer or as a medical astrology, it would be a completely different tool. So we just are focusing on the Matias channeling without asking. We trust that
thank you very much
really
for
good
that
information.
because as I told you that I'm studying astrology, and this is my 5th year, then it's like, oh, wait. And
Yes,
I just
completely
go with the
different.
flow. I just go with the flow. And thank you for clearing that up, Barbara. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. These two things were an issue from the beginning about the ruler of the house and also the biological system and the medical astrology. So that's what we keep bringing this up because it really created a conflict from the 2020.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Fifi, for doing that. It was a
You're welcome.
perfect, good explanation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No
You're
problem.
welcome.
Fifi, I have a question.
Yes, Aidasana.
Yes, so I'm having some difficulty writing down on the section on the biological system, the section where it says the muscular, like for instance, I'm going through some knee pain. Do I write that down?
Yes.
Or
I will suggest this. Sorry, I didn't mention it in the beginning, but this is very important because each of you will start downloading. We are channelers. First of all of us, we are this channel that we connect with the information that is coming either through other people or even in that moment you have this aha moment. Everything you feel or you connect with any information we are sharing here, write it down. Even though you don't know why, like you thought about the knee, just write it down. Then we will talk about these things. But I believe that in this moment, you're receiving what you need right now, connecting to these energies that we're working right? So
I'm actually experiencing knee pain. I didn't think about knees.
well, that's good.
am
That's
feeling
perfect.
the pain.
That's perfect because this is about the feelings. We're talking about the senses.
Oh, okay.
Even better.
So okay. So what do I write under person? I mean,
So I will say my suggestion is just wait until the end because
okay.
when we start like we are receiving information about the energies of Taurus. We're going to talk about the system. We're going to talk about the emotions and the sensations and all of that. Then at the end, this is the way it works for me. It's like, okay, who in my family reflects this information? Can be by energy of Taurus or can be by the body. Someone that maybe said, okay, I have my mom in my brain because she have I don't know, a fibromyalgia or have a problems with the muscular system. You will know. But I would suggest it to do it at the end to connect with the people.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Or someone that is a hardworking or a workaholic, related with all the energies that we talk from the astrology and what is gonna explain Fifi in this part.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so the muscular system is the one that stores data, the information of all of our experiences. And this is very interesting because I think not a lot of us, right, or at least me, is something that I start connecting it, not just by what Matias said, but I had an experience, a channeling very deep and very like physical that I felt pain for 6 hours. And the whole experience was through the body. And in that experience, what I call this white wizard, because he presents himself as the white wizard, the first thing he said is that the body remembers, that the body feels everything, that the body stores all memories, and that hurts. And I was blown away after I connect all of that because my intention was, okay, I want to be able to bring to the world what I came from, right? What I incarnate as my purpose, what I need to understand by something that I'm blocking or by my family or my family tree, what I need to do, understand to just bring out to the world what I am, what is me. And that was the answer. So it's this make a huge, profound change. And then actually after that, this happened with the 12 systems again that came, to revise it. And it's because we need to start connecting more with our body. This is why Wizard was talking about that the earth is that body that experience pain, that experience transmutate all this pain of the system. But pain is different from suffering. And we transform pain with suffering, because you feel the pain. And when you feel the pain, yeah, it hurts. But when you get attached to that pain and mentally go over and go over and go over something that happened to us, maybe, I don't know, even 40 years ago, we make this pain suffering. So it's very important to understand that our bodies are here to experience all the senses, because it's the way we exchange information with the outside world. As Mother Earth, as we that are part of the Mother Earth, we are the cells of the Mother Earth. We need to do this for her, with her. We cannot escape to the stars and say, oh, yeah, I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of this situation. Yeah, I'm ready to leave. No, you're here to do this. You're here to feel. You're here to feel everything, to feel the pain, to feel pleasure, to feel every sensation. And if we want to be complete, we must understand this from our bodies, connecting with the bodies. This is Mother Earth. At some point, the White Wizard said, don't let her do this alone. You know, all of you are her. Yes, Barbara.
Yes. I wanted to share, because I shared the pictures of the sweat lodge, and it's exactly what the ceremony means. You go inside the sweat lodge to experience like an immense level of heat. It's not pleasure, it's not warm. It's like burning. It's like it gets so intense that sometimes you cannot even breathe, and it's feeling burning on the skin, and you have to lay down, trying to get close to the earth so your body finds more balance on the temperature. And that's what the shaman is teaching, saying out there you go through life experiencing this kind of extreme situations. Inside the sweat lodge is through the steam and is through the heat, but outside is gonna be bringing in relationships or situations or health, any situation. So we work with the senses and experiencing the short breaths or like immense intense heat as a training with the body of what is going to happen outside in life, any situation. Also, the Native Americans do the sun dance, that they hook themselves, literally they pierce the skin and they dance for 4 days without food, without drinking water. So you can see how they take the body into the extreme to connect with the experience and just wake up and reflect all that into the life. They call it medicine. That's their medicine. They really work with the senses. The Native Americans are very connected with the body. It's not easy to understand what they, do some harm or go into that intense effect in the body, but it's exactly what we are just talking about. That's their medicine. That's a way to connect with the spirit.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you, Barbara, because this brought to my mind that if we are open to understand that every experience we have that is painful are our medicine, because we are living in the body everything and really mastering. I think like Buddha, right? When for me, enlightening, when someone is enlightened, is when they transcend the body. It means like it really went through everything in their body and integrated everything, right? Like we are in this process of like, this I like, this I don't like, this I block, or this I accept it, or this I don't accept it. And for me, this is the biggest lesson and the biggest medicine, to live through the body, and which is not just the sensation, it's also the emotions, as we will see. So, muscular locomotor system is connected to Taurus because it's the body, is the energy of the strength, the stability, and the grounded movement, and it's connected to that element, the earth, which is the ones that represent the building form, the moving, the stability, the experience of the material world. This is something that Matias said, and I really like that because sometimes I've seen that like kind of image in my mind, that taking care of our muscles, taking care of our inner library, and well, for me, or for the experience I had, I didn't, really take consciousness that was our muscles. I knew that this information is carrying our body, but it's really interesting to understand that the muscles are the ones that are carrying that information. So the muscular system store data, information of all our experiences, as Matias said. And here, just put some charts that it will help you connect with the information, the biological function and the symbolic function. So the body is literal. It means like it speaks in a way that is very literal, that is related to the symbolic function. So in the biological function of this system, I'm learning that also in the way when I'm like learning more of all of this, and this is something that it was new to me, is that we have 3 different types of muscular muscles. One is the one that help us the movement, the contraction, and the muscles that we are probably more aware, because are the ones that are around our all, in our body. And these are the ones that we use because these are like the movements that are like, you kind of like do it with an intention. But there is another type of muscles that are that we don't think about it, that they act and they are there and they're using they're doing the function in a way that we're not commanding them aware with awareness. And these are like the one that help the fluids to go through our vessels in the circulation systems, and also the one that are related to help us digest. There is some muscles in our stomach, in our like digestion system, that help us digest and move food around. So the symbolic function of this system has literally, if you see like all these words that are related to the biological function, the symbolic, like movement, effort, direction, take action, the effort that you take to bring something from one place to another, but also in the same way is related to the effort we do, that sometimes we feel obligated. And we will see that a little bit in the other slides. Or that also has to do with the opposite, right? One side is the movement, the opposite side is the paralysis. Like we know, every extreme is talking about the same issue. If someone is like moving all the time, at some point it's going to be so extreme that you're going to have like a muscle spasm, and then probably you're just going to be paralyzed. Like you cannot move. So all of these opposites are talking, and we need to pay attention to that. When I'm doing something in one extreme and one excess, it will take us to the other side. And this is what is a dis-ease, right? Like not being in ease, not being in balance. And of course, all this symbolic function has to do with materialization, because it's how we embody, right? The spirit. So this is a little bit of biology class. I just put this so you're familiar with actual biology system. So here you see that we have these 3 types of muscles: the cardiac, the smooth, which are in the stomach, and the skeletal ones that go around our skeleton. These are just all the muscles that we have. So imagine all the library that we have, many books to read. And so here in the symbology part, corresponding to that type of muscles. I just listed here a few, like cardiac muscle is assisted circulation. Therefore, the symbology is related to flow, to the momentum, to the exchange. The visceral or smooth is the one that is moving the food through the digestive tract. And this is about receiving, processing, and letting go. The movement, which are the skeletal muscles, are about the organism, the direction, and the wise effort. So what muscle literally do, like I was saying, contract, move, all of that comes like a metaphor of what is happening to our life. So when we know that, oh, I have, let's say, like I have this muscle, this spasm on my back, and suddenly I cannot move. So you need to start connecting this as a symbology of, okay, what did happen to me? So this is my example. I was working really hard at one time of my life in a restaurant, and something that I didn't want to do. So it wasn't something that I really wanted to move for, but I needed, right? Like my belief was I needed to work here to make money to support my son and my family, which was my son and I back then. So what happened is like at some point I just like I had this muscle spasm in my back that I couldn't move for 2 weeks. I was in bed. Then I need to start like connecting to that. What this thing that happened to me doesn't let me do, because there is always a positive intention in the things that we think that is our bad things that happen to us. So what was happening is like now I cannot move, so I'm resting. So this is really what I wanted to do. I wanted to rest, but I was obligating myself to move forward to do something that I wasn't coherent with me because of that belief. So this happened. So when we start understanding how our bodies are connecting to that emotions, to these things that we do based on our belief systems, our family mandates, we start kind of like putting together this puzzle and understanding more, in my opinion, how we can experience life, not thinking, oh, this is a bad luck, and not having a victim position, but being more responsible and being more aware and empower ourselves, saying, okay, now understand what is this happening to me. So what I do about it, how I experience this, how I decide to experience that by suffering, right? Like it's pain, but we're going to make it suffering, or I can understand, put some light to it and decide, okay, I can do this in a different way or with a different approach. So the systems speak of how we engage with life through effort, movement, and responsibility. So it's kind of like the example I was giving, right? The ability to carry, ability to act, to carry, support, and adapt physically and emotionally. So we have from one side this burden, the duty, and resentment. That all of that is related to that system, okay? Because it has the energy of moving. So here we see like the emotions that arise can be pressure, obligation, irritation, resentment. When someone said, oh, I'm carrying too much, no one's helped me, I must push it through. That these things can be something that is genuine, you feel it, right? You feel it, you see this in your life. But it doesn't mean it's real. Doesn't mean this is the truth. This is something important. That's why we need to always question what is true and what is the reality. Like this is the way you're living it, and this is the way you're projecting it. The same way with movement, we have the joy of movement and self-trust, which is the different emotions, the play, the freedom, the relief, the pride. So to embody the permission of doing things, to make an effort of things that you really value, the movement that becomes like expressive, it's a different type of movement, and it will give us a different outcome. So if we deny the pain as much as the pleasure, we'll be denying manifestation in this reality. Like everything that happens to us, we need to let it go through. Everybody goes through everything, right? Who doesn't feel that they needs to do some things because it's their duty? Okay, you accept that pain, like, okay, I need to do this now, but I decided if I wanted to become a suffering. or it's just something that you let it go through your body like a river, right? Like, okay, if you make it flow through your body, it's just gonna go at some point. It will not stay there forever. But if you attach to that mentally, you decide that you wanted to keep going and going with the pain or the memory of how this was painful to you, you will make this a suffering. So here are just a few more emotions and themes that are related to this system. I'm not just going to talk about all of them, but you can see here in the images, some of them are related to effort and will, some of them the anger and frustration, about like putting boundaries or the direction that you're taking is not the one that you are aligned with, or resistance, fear of action, or procrastination. The same thing with the movement, right? When you are probably don't really want to do something and you're doing it, some point you want to procrastinate, but when you're procrastinating because you don't want to do it, that has to do with that movement on life, how I'm moving and what I'm doing things for. It's not why I'm doing it. You need to always ask, what is this for? What is the real reason that I'm doing this? And of course, rigidity and flexibility, right? Like how important is to be flexible. And when we're going to talk more about flexibility, actually as the way of being flexible, we talk about the bones because we think the bones is a structure, but actually it's about being flexible. So this is Capricorn. Okay, perfect. So here we're going to talk about the senses that you, Barbara, was starting this soon with these important 5 senses that are the getaway of the experimentation, for the experimentation. So there are the 5 senses: the smell, the touch, the taste, the vision, and the hearing. And these are the ways that we connect with the outside world. And all these senses are the ones that we need to be very aware that we need to embrace, even though if we don't like the sensation, even if we feel pain, or sometimes we deny pleasure, right? Because we have beliefs and all we learn through society or family or culture that we shouldn't feel certain things, but we should feel everything because every sensation is given an information that we need. And the real spiritual work should be incarnated in the body, like Matias was saying. And one of the very important messages that I have from this experience that I was telling you about, this pain for 6 hours that I had, is like at some point this white wizard told me that if we realize that everything that we need, our bodies need, we can get it, we can receive it, we can gather it just by connecting with all of our senses through nature. I thought it was like beautiful. That's why I put these images. There is only that, what I saw when he was telling me that, like smell a flower, go outside to the nature. And it's kind of all this energy that we are getting in our body through these senses, connecting to nature, are nurturing our bodies. We smell the grass, the flower, when we touch the bark of a tree, when we taste the rain or the drops, when we see and look at the sunset or in general the nature, or when we just close our eyes and we just hear the breeze or the thunder, all of that is energy that we're receiving from nature if we consciously are opening, right, that portal of connection and receiving that information, that energy. These are nurturing. It's like food. He was explaining me, it's like food, and I was like blown away. So like Aristotle will say, the senses are the gateways to the intelligence. There is nothing in the intelligence which did not first pass through the senses. It's the way we learn. We intelligent, right? We can read between lines. We receive information from the world. We learn from them through the senses. This is very important, at least for me. So BioNeuroEmotion is that tool that I use and the one that I connected through to understand the 12 biological system. Is just a method. If any of you didn't hear that in the presentation, in the introduction of the 12 system, I talk a little bit more about this tool that it was very effective in my personal life. I connect a lot with all these three levels of the biological, emotional, and spiritual, and the mind. Understanding that every perception that we have, the beliefs that we carry, the patterns that we carry from our ancestors, generates emotions in us that influence our body. So it's like the Bruce Lipton talks about epigenetics and the biology of the belief that our DNA basically is not, as was thought before, that we inherited that and that's it. It's like we can change our biology. We can change our information, our cells, to heal or to get sick or to be in disease, depending on how we emotionally connect, and of course mentally, with that information. So here are the few questions here, key questions from the BioNeuroEmotion that are related to this system or these energies. Like, for example, what I'm carrying that isn't mine, because we're talking about the biological muscular system, which, we have muscles to carry things. So, but we also carry things that are not physical. We carry burdens, we carry responsibilities, we carry, I don't know, the belief that I need to take care of my parents, right? What pace and load are humane today? Like, we sometimes are loaded by things that we need to do, responsibilities or like work. So we need to have these questions, because anything that is there that we carry that are immaterial will materialize in our body. That's why we start feeling all this pain in our body, or we start having disease. So where do I need flexibility instead of rigidity, right? When some people are really unflexible in their mind, and when you're inflexible, at the end you break. Which single direction feels coherent now, right? Where I'm moving forward to do this. Is something coherent with me? Or maybe something that I don't want to do right now, but I know it takes me to the next level, right? Or takes me closer to my goal. And maybe right now it's something that is not very pleasant, because I feel like, oh, I don't want to do it. But if you are looking forward, you're like, okay, I need to go to travel in this place. If I want to go to that other side, I need to cross the bridge. Even the bridge probably is scary, it's moving, it's shaking, but I'm gonna go there and go. And my reward is like, I'm gonna get to the other side. So it's how we see it, right? It's how we perceive, how we decide to live, what happened to us, to look forward of what is happening right now, and understanding everything that is happening right now is just a little stones in the way, but because we need to go through it to get to the other side with more experience. Yes, Barbara.
Yes, and I wanted to add, like talking from the perspective of the Taurus on the second house, muscular, everything that you're talking about. On the other side, as the axis, is the 8th house. That is the Scorpio, and is the excretory system. So as the rigidity or the focus on the Taurus energy, the things that we don't do, or the things that we accumulate, or the things that they are like a stubbornness. On the other side, that is the excretory system, trying to link all the stuff. If we accumulate in the body or accumulate on the emotional, on the other side is going to be things that we're going to lose, or we're going to have to die and rebirth from that, things that we have to let go as an excretory system on the other side of the axis. So being rigid on the Taurus second house is going to, if it's unbalanced or if it's in disease, is going to take you to the other side. You're going to have to let go. Excretory system. So as most rigid, you're going to go to the other side, that is the 8th house of Scorpio, and you're going to have to work on letting go more. I wanted to add that.
Yeah, thank you. And it's really like I can see it, because it's the same way, right? In the Taurus part, in the material part is like I have, but then in the other side is like, okay, we need to share this. So thank you, Barbara. And we need to be flexible for that. So I just don't want to take too long already, like we are at 2 o'clock, but I just put some things here that you can go through regarding the space of the energies of Taurus that you can work with, and the time where you ask yourself where you're experiencing, expressing, integrating or transcending this energy, and then some clues that you can connect to choose the person. Okay, so here, I'm not going to go through all that. It's just for you to review if you are interested, or if resound with you about your transgenerational patterns, means like your family tree and the information you carry from them. These are some themes that are related to the muscle, and it's about caring. And there are here some themes, like, for example, load-bearing loyalty. I'll carry it for the clan, or I'm never enough, or keep pushing, things that we hear sometimes that we see in our family, right? Like rest is laziness, or strong Mary carry, good women hold it all. So this is for you to go through and ask, like, oh, for example, I see this phrase in my family all the time. You must follow the path of the family, like the movie Coco, right? Like you are like shoemaker, everybody shoemaker, even though he wanted to be a musician. So just keep connecting with this information. Always, like same thing in astrology, you want to go deeper. There is these tools, like Barbara can go through the astrology and go deeper with that. I can go deeper with the BioNeuroEmotion. If anybody would like to just keep going deeper and deeper into that information that you have from your ancestors or the emotional path. So this is very important, this affirmation in the Taurus energy, that I'm abundant, I'm enough, I am valuable. I am allowed to move at my own pace. I'm open to feel with all my senses. For me, this become a mantra almost, because like I said, I have Chiron in Taurus and I'm working with this energy, so challenging all the time. So invitation, this is almost the end. This is the practice. I'm just going to read this because we're going to do a little meditation at the end, but I just wanted to read this so you can have that in mind when we do the meditation. It's about to practice this invitation of like reclaim what is coherent for us, what we are moving forward, why we're here, what we are here listening to this. It is practical in my life. How can I download in my body? How I embody all this information? We can also connect with the family roots, the family that connects us to the most like tangible life in Earth, which is our family, and investigate about there is any issues with the money or the comfort of the body. These are themes that I think everybody is, like live in their life, something that is related to that, right? So, and inviting you to change the old thoughts, or at least start, with the taking consciousness of what is this all thoughts that I have relating to that, no, that this is the way that our family did it, and I need to connect, I need to continue doing that, or they always told me I'm not enough, or this is not enough, but I am enough. Yes, Barbara.
Yes, also it can be related to the family tree with the addictions, because don't forget that we can have through the senses the addiction to food, to shopping, to alcohol, or whatever that bring us the comfort of a minute, thinking that we are using it as a medicine, and it's being used with a different purpose. It's being used for that purpose, but it's making us harm. So it's also part of the excess of the senses, or even also workaholic.
it's another.
Yeah, that's true. It's all these things that make us feel something, right? Some people are like, I don't like that, but it made me feel something. And that's why it's very important to connect with the body and start listening to the body. You know, sometimes we are like, okay, for example, I grew up with my mom saying, eat everything. It's important to eat. And sometimes I feel like not eating, but you know, you have this in your mind. It's like, no, you need to eat breakfast, for example. It's important the breakfast. And I'm like, I'm not hungry. You listen to your body. And we start like reprogramming ourselves from things that we do already as a habit, you know, it's become part of us. So this, I just put this image. That's one picture I took here in the beautiful forest. Now is full of snow, but this is just the open space and the moment where I will invite you to do the practice before we close. And we're going to start with 3 breathings, and I'm just gonna flow with what it comes right now to integrate the information that is coming, to integrate everything in our body. So whoever feels to connect with these energies, I invite you to just position yourself in a way that your feet can touch the ground or the floor if it's possible. We're gonna work with the body. We are connecting with the energy of Taurus, which is connecting with the senses, connecting with the body, with the material world, the Mother Earth. These are going to be an exercise for us to just feel. I invite you to take a big, deep breath, feeling the air that is coming through your nostrils. Breathe and let go. Every time you take a new breath again, just feel what is the sense. It is a cold air. It is a warm air. Every time I take this air into my lungs, can I hold it? And if I hold it and I listen, can I listen to my heart pumping? Can I feel my skin, the warmth of my body? Am I feeling relaxed? Or I feel any tension in any part of my body? We're going to imagine a light that is going to scan our body from the top of our heads. And we're going to go through that light that is going through our bodies, scanning every single muscle, every single part from the head, going down our face, our hair, our eyes, our mouth, our nose. Little by little is going down. This light is like scanning it. It's seeing through us, seeing all the muscles that are working, the involuntary muscles that are working in our body. We're going down to the chest, the arms, to our torso, the heart that is pumping with this muscle. Keep going down to the stomach, where this muscle help us digest. And keeping Keep going down to our back, to our legs, our feet, all the way down. And I will invite you, if you feel anything in your body, just place your hand where you feel anything, a comfort or discomfort. Let your body remember and tell you where is that memory that you need to unlock today. And place the hand in this area if you can reach it. Connect with this sensation. Don't judge it. Connect with any emotion that is raising up from there. Don't judge it. It's telling you something important, something crucial for you, for your body, for your muscle, for your movement, for your value, for your abundance. And repeat from the heart, I allow myself to feel every sensation that my body, my spirit, and my soul needs here and now. I give permission to myself to walk my own path. I give gratitude for every movement, every step, every single person in my tree make in order to make me be here now. I am enough. I am valuable. What I do is valuable. What I do is meaningful. And I'll allow myself to open my arms, my heart, my mind, to materialize in this world what I supposed to materialize, to manifest, embodying my body, connecting with my soul and emotions, and aligning with my higher self, my spirit, through all that. Now you can start with your hands touching your other hand or giving you a hug, remembering that this body is your tool to manifest, thanking every single cell that is in your body because you are the God of each one of them. And tell them that they are not alone, that each one of them, even though if they are in disease or in pain or suffering, they are not alone, that you are there as their God, listening, supporting them, working, aligning for them to be part of one in health, in coherence, and at the same time us being this coherent cell, healthy cell in the body of Mother Earth. You can give a big breath. And in each breath that you give, go back, come back to your body, into this moment. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for the presence of all of you, my other selves, my other me, for reflecting and sharing this moment with us. Thank you.
Fifi, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It was always a pleasure to share with you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Fifi.
Thank you.